Hey everybody, Circus here coming at you with another viewer requested video. This one was strategies on when to reset a box and just purchasing strategies when you go into a box. You know, when do you use money, when do you use gems, when do you reset the box, those kind of things. So we got Rye here and PDS hanging out. How you doing, guys?
Pretty good. Living
Hey,
life.
what's up?
All right, so I think the number one question we get asked is, Rye, when do I reset the box?
Yeah, so I guess kind of to start, obviously there's 180 packs in a main box and
Mhm.
100 in mini boxes. You don't have to purchase every single pack to before you reset. In
Unless
fact,
you're me and the cards you
unless you're
want.
circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, what kind of we teach on this channel in our Discord a lot is have a game plan, know what you're going in for, and know what you're going to be building with an account. So using the new
Right.
box that came out as an example, what are the good cards out of this box? Well, you've got the DD Crow, you have the Fiendish Chain, you have the Xyz monsters, the Deltros, and the Utopia. Great, fantastic. So that means, for example, if my plan is to get, let's say, 2 DD Crow, 3 Fiendish Chain, and 1 of each of the Xyz. If my very first pack I pull has a Fiendish Chain, you should probably reset unless you're looking to do something else.
Because you're
in that
losing
box.
nothing at that point. It's like 10 packs in. You're probably
Yeah.
not going to get, you're not losing anything at that point.
And that isn't me telling you pull Fiendish Chain. That's using it as an example. If that's your game plan going in,
Right.
Then you should reset at that point, because at that point you can get another Fiendish Chain with your pulls, and you can still get the same amount, your targeted amount of Utopias, of Deltros, of everything else, your DD Crows, everything else that you are looking for. And it's also super important to remember that in main boxes, 2 SRs and 1 URs in each one of them. So if you pull, let's say you need 3 of an SR but only 1 of a UR, right? You can pull an SR and then you can consider re-rolling the whole thing, because it's like, well, I still have the SRs and the URs, or I still have the URs and the SRs, so I just want the SR at that point.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not, your strategy isn't to pull the SRs. Your strategy should be completely around the URs, because as you can see on the screen right here, you end up with 5 or 6 or like sometimes even more, like 8. I got 8 of these. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get the SRs if you're going in, especially if you look here at the URs I have. I got 5 DD Crow, but that's because I had the guaranteed cards. I got those, and then the Fiendish Chain I actually had from selection box. But otherwise, look at the URs. I only got 1 to 2 of each, but then like 8 SRs. So I mean, you don't have to worry about pulling the SRs as much, because you're gonna get them. Like Rice said, there's 2 in each. You reset the box, you end up with 4, of everything. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And then there was also bulk purchasing. PDS, do you want to talk about bulk purchasing? Because I personally don't really use it that often.
Yeah, so you have to be really careful with this setting, because if you have these, so the first one, when there are no super rares left in the box, it'll reset the box for you. So when you have that enabled, as soon as you pull the last super rare in the box, it's just going to reset the box. So if you're digging for something, and you're trying to only waste, like, if you're trying to, pull 10 at a time and then you really only want one thing, it's useful for that. But even then, it's kind of risky, because, you're just risking the chance of like, let's say in this box, for instance, you want Utopia. You only want the last Utopia in the box. So you put, when there are no more ultra rares, reset the box. But then you also forgot that you wanted a super rare in here, like the Alpha Nova, for instance. So as soon as you get Utopia, it's just going to reset the box, and you're not going to get the Alpha Novas, and that's really, really bad. So I would really only recommend this to lazy people. But if you are not lazy, if you want to be as good with your account as possible, I would recommend, if you really desperately want that last card, you're going to have to go one by one, because that's the best way to do it.
And you got to be careful in mini boxes. I have a horror story of a guy that had when there are no ultra rare cards left in the box, and he needed the super rares. Now in a mini box, there's only 3 ultra rares, so he kept missing. The box kept resetting because he was trying to get these SRs and he couldn't, because every time he'd buy in, he'd get the 3 URs and then it'd reset, and he was just not getting the SRs. And he was like, I spent $400. I was like, oh my god,
on a mini box.
on
Oh,
a mini
no.
box. I'm like, you are
Yeah,
insane.
It's really bad.
That is a true story. That's not me making that up. That is 100% true. I was just like, my god, why are you spending 400 on the mini box to begin with?
That is just sad.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah. So I guess the big thing is just know what you're going after, right? Don't just go in blindly. So the best way to do that is do research ahead of time. You're going to see leak videos. You're going to see us talking about them. We're going to be testing things on Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega and things like that. So you want to do your research before you get into the box. You don't want to just be like, all right, I'm going to try to get 3 of everything.
That's the worst mentality to have. I'm gonna get 3 of everything, because unless you actually plan on playing everything in that box consistently, it's just not worth it. As we can see in this one, if you bought into the initial hype and you got all of your Teller Knights right off the bat, yeah, sure, Teller Knights might be good later down the road. But for example, you get your Fiendish and your DD Crow 1 to 2 copies, and then if Tellers are actually good down the road, then you continue investing,
Right.
rather than just. Yeah, I just invested into all of it for the future. There's no reason. Boxes aren't going anywhere.
Right. Or if you're just making a YouTube video and you want people to laugh at you, you go in for 3 of everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and another thing is a lot of these are going to be by a box by box basis. So on some, like the Canadia box for the new players, we would recommend just resetting as soon as you get Canadia, right?
Right.
But then there's other boxes where it's gonna have multiple good UR, so we're gonna tell you, go after, until you get both of those cards, basically.
Yeah, not every box is created equal, especially the older boxes at this point. So like we said, you gotta have a plan, and don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't do it on Reddit. For the love of God, don't do it on Reddit. Please.
Yeah, because it's crazy how a lot of people go into the super heavy samurai box, and that box is really good too. Like I think it has doesn't that box have like Dark Magician stuff? It's Future Horizons, if I remember correctly.
I feel like this is a trap, because I wouldn't know, because I would never buy a box that has super heavy samurai in it. So
it's I think it's Future Horizon. But so this box, it has all the super heavy samurai stuff, right?
Look at this, 0 cards. Oh, at the bottom. These are from somewhere else. I did not buy these packs. I did not buy into this box. Here's my proof. Okay.
But it also has, it has the Circle, it has Lancia, it has the Cyber Dragon cards, and you see people only having super heavy, and it's like, how is that possible?
Yeah, don't reset for super heavy for the wagon. I think the wagon's like the only thing, right?
I got 3 wagons, man.
Yeah, this is something. It's kind of like with the Light Sworns, it's like, yeah, Lunar Lights are amazing, but you probably want to make sure you get your Light Sworns and everything along with the Lunar Lights. Not, okay, I got my Lunar Light, reset, just
right. You might get some bad advice where they're like, just get super heavy samurai. That's all you need, man. It's like, well, if you look at this box, like PDS was saying, there's some pretty good stuff in here. There's Core, Rampage Dragon, you got your Circle, you got your Lance. Yeah.
Even Chain Disappearance is good.
Yeah.
Like
hitting the mirror with that.
Force Witchcrafters to play a whole different skill.
But yeah, so you got to be really careful, and like Circus said, don't be afraid to ask questions. Of course, in our Discord, we offer the help to the new players. So
yeah, that's our biggest thing is just get in there, and we're gonna help you out. Basically, that's all there's to it. We're not working for anybody but ourselves, and we just want to make sure people enjoy the game, because that's when it's the most fun, and that's when you want to hang out with us, and that's what we want, right? We want you in the Discord, we want you hanging out on Twitch, we want you playing in our tournaments, because we're just trying to create an awesome community. So we're hoping to give you great advice instead of just do what you want. Yeah. That's not what we're here for. That's right. So we're going to tell you a lot of things you don't want to hear, like don't play super heavy samurai or arrow mages. There, I said it again. I can already hear the comments. Arrow mages OP. All right. I think that's it for now. We're going to get out of here. I'm Circus. That's Rye. It's PDS.
Farewell, YouTube.
See you later.
see ya.